Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at this Super 7 Ultimate 7-inch scale ODB. This is Old Dirty Bastard from the Tang Clan. Rest in peace. The newest in their line of rappers or musicians. I got this from Big Bad Toy Store, so let's take a look. As you can see on the front, he's got the sort of Coolio style braids. He has a dumb expression on his face. City of Brooklyn Zoo. Got a signature down there. Super 7, ages 14 plus. Ultimates. Not much going on the sides. On the back, this is sort of a replica of his food stamp card. For food coupons, identification card. Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version. I believe this was an album cover. This is one of Super 7 Ultimate figures. So, slide it up, and bam, here is the figure. He comes with a ton of accessories and looks pretty freaking cool. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He has 7 alternate hands, totaling 9 interchangeable hands, 3 heads, a 40-ounce beer, a food stamp card, and a microphone. But before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is the Old Dirty Bastard. He's a founding member of the Wu-Tang Clan. His real name is Russell Tyrone Jones, and he died in November of 2004 of a drug overdose. He was 35 years old at the time. He has a ton of different nicknames, from ODB, to Asson Unique, Dirt McGirt, Joe Bananas, The Specialist, Dirt Dog, Osiris, Big Baby Jesus, and Old Dirty Chinese Restaurant. Yes, it's ridiculous, but this guy is ridiculous. He has pretty good lyrics. I mean, he's more or less from the early 90s, maybe the late 80s. He is known for a bunch of dumb stuff, like using food stamps after he became famous because he didn't file his taxes, so according to the government, he was still a poor black man. He was known for driving in a limousine with his kids, cashing his welfare check. I think he went to jail for not paying his child support, even though he adamantly said none of these things are true, even though they were pretty much all true. He's just a ghetto motherfucker, and you either love it or you hate it. He's also known for when Wu-Tang went to the Grammys. Yeah, they didn't win. Puff Daddy won, but ODB, I guess he couldn't handle it, and he went on stage, made a little speech about how Wu-Tang Clan is for the children, and Wu-Tang's the best, and P. Diddy's good, and blah, 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 all this stuff. Oh, he made such a fool of himself. I watched an interview with him on Howard Stern, like 1 or 2 days later, where he was talking about it. He was almost crying. He was so embarrassed. Oh my God. He was probably so high to do something like that. That being said, he's crazy. He's ghetto. He's the Old Dirty Bastard. So let's take a look. Now, I love them making these guys, and they made him in his prime when he looked the best. He has a sort of Coolio-style braids, a headband. He's got the glasses with one lens in them. I never really got that. I don't know if that was just because, you know, he was raised in poverty and ghetto and people would have glasses like that, or if it was just something he was trying to make his style. I assume it's just him trying to be ghetto. And he damn sure didn't have to try. He was ghetto. He's got a black t-shirt, jean shorts, and then some Timberland boots. As a whole, I think the likeness is decent. A little bit better on the ones without the glasses. And I really love the fact that Super 7 is making these wrappers. They're not perfect, but they're a whole lot of fun. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with his hands. He has a total of 9 of them, 5 right hands, and 4 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. Right hand, a little bit larger grip. I think the left hand's going to be for his food stamp card. The right hand, probably for the microphone. And here he is with the second pair of hands. This is a pair of sort of normal default hands. They would look good relaxed to the sides. And here he is with a couple of completely flat hands with the fingers extended. And then his next couple of hands. His right hand is a gripping hand with a larger grip for his 40-ounce beer. And his left hand has the fingers totally open but kind of spread out. And he has one additional right hand. This one has the index finger pointing right at you. Now let's look at his heads. He has a total of 3 of them. One with a headband on, the glasses on. One with a, I don't know, for him at least, sort of a normal expression. And then one with a really weird fucked up eye look that he had. Here's his first head. This one has the headband on, and then the glasses with one lens, and you can kind of see his gold grill peeking out a little bit. Here's his second head. This is probably my favorite of his heads. His mouth is open, you can see the gold grill on the top and the silver grill on the bottom. His eyes look fairly normal, and he's got his braids. And here's his third head. This one has his fucked up looking left eye. And even though I like the previous head more, this one screams ODB. Now let's look at his microphone. It is a microphone. You can see the sculpting detail is decent on the mic. It's got the little switch there, and that's about it. This guy's a rapper, so of course he needs a microphone. Here's ODB holding his microphone. He was definitely known for his drunken high freestyles. Here's his little food stamp card. Now, it's kind of hard to make out, especially on the camera here, but one of his album covers look like this, and the packaging of the action figure also look like this. Now, Super 7 did a horrible job packaging this thing. Like most companies, they put the action figure into plastic and they put tape over it to hold it in place. When I pulled the tape off, it took the top layer of the food stamp card off. Luckily, I put just a dab of super glue on there and put the thing back on. It lined up pretty good, but my god, what a terrible packaging decision. Here's ODB holding his food stamp card. I remember some Tang Clan video a long time ago where they're trying to use food stamps to buy, like, chicken at a restaurant or something. It was always a big joke to them. And here's his 40-ounce beer. Now, it doesn't really look like beer, as it's totally clear, but that's definitely what this is. A big old 40-ounce beer in a little paper bag from the liquor store. And then here's the old dirty bastard holding his 40-ounce beer. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now for his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing right at 7 inches tall, which can translate to just under 17 centimeters. And now for his articulation. Start with his head. It's on a ball joint. Rotate from side to side. You can look up and down about that much. Tilt his head a little bit from side to side. The braids themselves are soft. They're not going to break by just pushing on them, which is very nice because when you do the head swap, you got to push really hard on the top of his head. Not much of an issue. Shoulders on the ball joint goes out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around. That is the horrible sound there. Just sort of the tightness and the rubbing. Single jointed elbow goes in about 90 degrees with rotation. His wrist, rotate, and it's going to be hinged. His torso, I believe it's one solid piece inside of here. Ball joint his waist, rotate around that much, forward and back. Legs, they go out about this far. Sort of ball joints in there. Forward, about all the way, back not much. Single jointed knee, they only go back a little bit with rotation. Then his ankle, forward and back, tilt rock, and there is a boot cut for rotation. So it's not great, but not horrible. You can't stand the tightness and the sound the shoulders make. Here's ODB rapping on stage at one of his concerts. Here's a look at ODB standing in front of the liquor store with a 40-ounce beer and a big old bag of weed. Here he is, coming out of a motel with a couple of white girls. And here's Old Dirty Bastard, smoking blunts with Biggie Smalls. Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Super 7 figures. Here's the Old Dirty Bastard, next to the notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. These are the only two rappers that Super 7 has made so far, and even though they're overpriced, they're a lot of fun. I hope they make more. I'm not aware of the next ones upcoming, if there are any. If anyone out there has some information on that, please drop me a line in the comments below. And here he is, next to Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead, and Cliff Burton from Metallica. These guys look a little bit more bland than the rappers. The only other Super 7 figure that I have is this Godzilla monster, Biollante. I bought this thing to use the Poison Ivy monster in my Batman world. The only other item I have from Super 7 is this giant, massive He-Man Snake Mountain playset. This thing is probably the biggest playset or diorama that I have. It's great. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know what designs you can mix him with. Since he's a Super 7 figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. Here he is, next to some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures, and some DST or Diamond Select toys. Here's ODB, next to some McFarlane and DC Direct figures. Here's ODB, next to a thing of tattoo balm. And here he is, Next to both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. Then with some NECA and some Mezco figures. And now with some Mattel and Mafex figures. And finally with some Hasbro Marvel Legends and some SH Figure Arts action figures. So overall, ODB, Old Dirty Bastard, is just a fun figure. Now the Super 7 figures are grossly overpriced. I don't see what here makes them worth more than about 25 bucks. Maybe the likeness, the materials, nothing special. Paint job, it's good, but not great. Although it's way better on the wrappers and the Rockstars. Articulation's disappointing. Accessories are plentiful. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. Just because I'm having a whole lot of fun messing with this guy, posing him, putting him in all kind of different crazy scenarios. Really hope they make more of the wrappers. I'll buy every single one they come out with. Well, as long as it's nothing that I'm really not into. So as a whole, I enjoyed this guy, and it was fun. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.